Good morning, coaches. It is Sanae Floyd here, business breakthrough coach and sales mentor. And today it's Monday morning. So I thought I would start the week by talking about how you can beat procrastination. It's something that inflicts, its grip on us and can cause so much frustration, stalling, self-sabotage. So today I want to talk to you to start the week off about how you can release the brakes on your action taking and accelerate your coaching business growth. So the first thing I want to say to you is success is not some random result, right? Success is a culmination of consistent activities done well over time. Now, most of the time we know what we should be doing, and yet all too often we do stall, we self-sabotage, and it feels like we've got, one foot on the accelerator pedal and one foot firmly on the brakes. And as I said, it's frustrating as hell, especially when you know that you have the capacity to move mountains, you have the capacity to be unstoppable. And you know this because you've achieved some incredible results in the past, right? You have a track record of unstoppability, of doing incredible things. So how can you consistently beat procrastination? And the way I look at procrastination is that procrastination is another result. It's a symptom, not a cause. So how can you kind of beat procrastination, this frustrating outcome, and take massive action take massive consistent action. I'm always going to add the word consistent. Take massive consistent action whilst having enormous amounts of fun and yet not burning out. So I want to share with you in this quick download 4 principles, I guess, that have served me really, really powerfully in my life and my business, that has enabled me to develop a really strong mindset, to build that and flex that muscle of discipline, to navigate the entrepreneurial roller coaster, and ultimately to build a business that I really love. I absolutely love my business, and one that supports me on multiple levels. So these 4 principles that will help you to beat procrastination and really release the brakes on your action taking and your growth. The first one is clarity. So you've got to ensure that you are crystal clear and really attached and emotionally associated with what it is you want and why you want it. So knowing exactly what you want to achieve gives you focus and direction. You've got to be excited. You've got to be compelled towards your vision to maintain that drive and motivation. When we have an emotional association to what it is we're going for, that is a game changer. So not only is it important to be really clear on what it is you want, but you must know why you want it. What is it that is going to keep your skin in the game when things get tough? So for me, I'm so connected to my purpose and my passion, which is my what and my why, that's what enables me to really keep going no matter what. So that's the first principle. Get crystal clarity on what it is you want and why you want it, and focus on that every day, just every morning, just come home to what it is you want and why you want it, and that will really start your day on the best foot possible. The second principle is consistency. So whatever activities you commit to, do them consistently and give yourself a minimum of 30 days straight. Whatever it is. And if you want to break it down, so you pledge to yourself that you're going to commit for the next 7 days. Once you've done that, you're going to commit for another 7 days. And whether that's whatever activity it is, whether that's doing videos or live streaming, creating written content, blogging, emailing your list, could be writing, a number of words, say 2,000 words towards your book every single day, or reaching out and adding 20 new connections daily, or even sort of exercising or mindset work. If you can keep a promise to yourself and commit to yourself to do something for at least 30 days, then that's when you can start to enjoy real traction. That's when you're starting to gather that momentum. So I know it's easier said than done, right? It's easy when the commitment is new and there's that initial burst of excitement and enthusiasm when it's fresh. But what happens, after, say, 7 days or 10, 14 days, what happens when the enthusiasm and excitement begins to wane, right? That's the question. You're like, I know this, Sanae, but we're talking about procrastination. How do I keep going when that enthusiasm dies off? Because willpower is never enough. Willpower is a finite resource. It's like a battery. It will deplete. So how do you keep this going? Well, I'm going to keep you hanging until principle number 4 to give you the answer to that. So coming to principle number 3, this is called congruence. So we've got clarity, we've got consistency. The third thing is congruence. So in order to beat procrastination, in order to take massive action and create the results you want, you've got to become the person who is already living those results, right? Your beliefs and your behaviors have got to be congruent with your desires. So if you have a desire, and I always think of your desires up here and your beliefs down here, so they can't be separated. They've got to be completely congruent. So if you have a desire for greater financial abundance, and yet you have a belief that is deeply embedded that sounds like, money is the root of all evil, or wealthy people are greedy or selfish, or having money is not spiritual and you are spiritual, then you're going to have incongruence. And that is going to cause you to slam the brakes on, to procrastinate, to self-sabotage. Your action taking will continuously hit a wall because your beliefs are the true driving force. So, to go back to the beginning of the analogy at the beginning of this live stream, your desires are the accelerator. The limiting beliefs that you have are your brakes. So in order to accelerate, you've got to ensure you take your foot off the brakes. You've got to ensure you have congruence. So what I would suggest you to create that congruence is think about 3 questions. In order to create the results I desire, this is the first question you ask yourself. In order to create the results I desire, what would I have to believe? What new belief would I have to adopt in order to create this result? The second question, in order to create the results I desire, who would I have to become? What identity would I have to adopt? It's very similar to, what would I have to believe, but it's also about adding a persona to this and a new identity that will shift your current self-identity, which is really controlling. Not your controlling, but the identity that you hold will control everything. Will control your behaviors, your action taking, your thoughts, your point of focus. So you've got to decide, who do I need to become, and then start stepping into that identity. And the third question that you want to answer for yourself is, what can I do to act as if I already have the results I desire? And then when you have these answers, really own them for yourself, really own them. So that's third one, congruence. Okay, the fourth one is conditioning. So it's never enough just to intellectually know what you need to do. You've got to condition it into your nervous system. We are emotional beings. And so when you can condition your emotional state to be more self-serving instead of self-sabotaging, that's when you can truly release the brakes. That's when you become unstoppable. So how do you do this? Well, you do this by creating new emotional associations to what you want through exercising the power of your focus. Your focus is, what you focus on, you manifest. What you focus on becomes true. What you focus on, you believe. What you focus on expands. So, for example, if you, it's going to be really hard for you to follow through. Let's take live streaming as an example. It's going to be really hard for you to follow through on consistent live streaming every day on behalf of your business if your conditional habit of thought in connection to live streaming is fear-based. You know, if you're afraid of judgment or rejection, there's only so many times you're going to be able to push through those fears of judgment or rejection before you decide it's too painful and you quit, before you get that cognitive dissonance that becomes too great that you just can't, you know, you just become exhausted. And not only are you kind of pushing through the ordinary layer of fear, but as you're showing up, you're going to freak your ego out. You're going to freak that reptilian brain out, and it's going to work even harder to pull you back. So not only have you got that first layer of fear to work through, but you're going to get a surge of even more fear as your nervous system is trying to throw everything at you to pull you back to the known and to safety and to what's familiar. So, but that controls your focus. So when you're afraid of judgment or rejection, then you're going to focus on those fears. And that's going to keep it fresh in your body. It's going to be very hard to shift your emotion around that. So what I would suggest to you in order to condition a new emotional state is you've got to use your imagination and imagine yourself going live and feeling excited about it. Imagine going live feeling excited that you've overcome your fear. Focus on and really feel the elation you'll feel having people reaching out to you saying, oh my God, I loved your live stream today. Thank you. It really spoke to me. How can I work with you? Use your imagination to start to shift what you're focusing on to excitement, to enthusiasm. Focus on and feel the joy of getting your message out there into the world. Focus and feel the joy of overcoming one of your, you know, a fear, a block. So if you were to do this every day, just several times a day, just a few minutes, you would start to anchor in this new empowering emotional state. And within a few days, you'll start to experience the shift. And, you know, 7 days or so, you'll have conditioned yourself to feel really unstoppable, to feel excited, to feel enthusiastic about live streaming. The only reason you're stalling, you're holding back is because of your focusing on the fear. So conditioning is really important. That's where you support yourself in the creating the consistency. So guys, in conclusion, success is a culmination of doing the right things consistently and doing them well, and it all begins with you. So the idea here is to get crystal clarity on what it is you want and why you want it, so your passion and your purpose. Then flex the muscle of consistency by taking action every single day. Get congruent by aligning your beliefs with your desires so that your beliefs and behaviors are all congruent with what it is you want, and that will help you overcome resistance. And then condition yourself emotionally through using the power of your focus. Okay, guys, so you put those together. That will really support you to overcome that really frustrating habit of procrastination and get you into action every single day. Okay, guys, so sending you loads of love as always. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching. If you've got questions, comments, please put them below. I love to hear from you. Thank you so much, Andrea. And I will speak to you all again soon. Okay, bye for now.